your right, the team from Ukraine, a vocal block, the gifted play. Fencer number 1, Alina Veronina, Olga Park, Alina Komashuk, Olena Kravatska. And on your left, the team from the United States of America, Kamali Thompson, Eliza Stone, Marielle Lagunas, Chloe Fox-Gilman. The referees for this match.
The second Women's Sabre World Cup of the season. I'm Karen Bashir, and joining me in the commentary box, Jeff Buchandt. 2 more matches to go, Jeff. Bronze medal match up first. USA on home soil against Ukraine.
Very good day for the United States. I was speaking to their coach, Yuri Gelman, 5-time Olympic coach, and says everyone on the team has fenced very well. And Kamali Thompson, who had been in reserve, had not yet fenced. He says, I want to put her in and see how she does.
Well, you talked about USA, let's talk about Ukraine. It's not been the best day for them. They need to do something here in this bronze medal match. Had a great quarter-final against Russia, taking them out before losing to their European rivals for that spot at the Tokyo Olympic Games, Hungary. And, well, we won't give away too much of the story yet, but certainly Ukraine are going to want to get as many points as possible, and that means winning the bronze medal here. USA, you have to say, in terms of Tokyo qualification, have put themselves even further ahead. But I tell you what, there's going to be a Pan-American rival cheering them on for victory here, and that will be Canada, who want the USA to climb into the top 4, thus gaining an automatic spot and opening up a spot for the next best Pan-American team.
They would be very happy about that with the Canadian women's Sabres. As far as Ukraine, their match with Russia was spectacular, great win. In the semis, they were down big to Hungary, and then Komashuk had that incredible leg, brought them back into the lead. So they had their emotions went back and forth, and then finally Hungary pulled it out. So let's just see if Ukraine can gather their senses and fence as they have the whole way through.
Well, up first on the left is Marielle Zagunis, straight out of the blocks with the first hit, up against Lena Komashuk.
Zagunis stopped in her attack, and that gave Komashuk the opening. Komashuk very strong on the blade there with the beat attack. Zagunis gave up ground pretty easily. I don't see her doing that again right here. Straight attack. So far, the fencer who's been on the attack has gotten the touch. Zagunis with a little stutter step, and she finally started her arm just before Komashuk did.
Went below the belt there. Target area is everything above the waist, and Komashuk landing on the upper thigh. 2 actions for me, and I think 2 actions for Vladislav Seamus.
Did you think Zagunis did the beat attack from the left?
Oh, I thought she stopped. You?
Couldn't quite tell. It sounded like there might have been a beat. Otherwise, it would be the attack, no, stopped, and then it would be attack from Komashuk. Referee says.
He's calling back into the middle. He wants to have a touch going forward because it looks like the video referral system wasn't quite up and running in time, so they won't go and have a look at that. And Zagunis asking Seamus, the referee, what the call was, and he said, I didn't have a video to go and look at, so I'm abstaining, and that's the right thing to do.
Zagunis' arm was back. Komashuk made the attack. Zagunis asked for a replay on a similar action earlier, almost identical, not quite the same. No 2 actions are the same. Seamus gave that attack to Zagunis. Looks at the replay briefly and upholds the original call.
First one's no from Zagunis for me.
And the second one was no as well. And then finally Komashuk took over. Komashuk again with a straight attack. She's been very successful with that.
Well, nothing between the two at this stage. And it's Kamali Thompson who's come in to the team. Chloe Fox-Gilman was in the team in the quarterfinals and the semi-finals, but they've brought Kamali Thompson in for this medal match, a bronze medal match, and she's going up against Ora Karlan. What a baptism of fire this is.
That's a tough one. And keep in mind, Gelman did say to me that Fox Goodham defends well all day. He just wanted to give Thompson a chance because she hasn't been in yet.
We talked earlier on about the Ukrainians in positions 1, 2 and 3 in the previous match, which meant that Karlan actually didn't finish for Ukraine. She finished in the penultimate 8th leg. Here they're in 5, 6 and 7. Sorry, they're in 4, 5 and 6 positions, which means it can allow for Karlan to go in as the anchor. And I think, to be honest with you, Ukraine do much prefer that.
So Thompson started off nicely in her baptism under fire, as you said, with a nice attack. And on that one, Karlan said, you could do it to me, and I can do it to you.
Well, I think Kamali Thompson actually picked up the right away in the middle of that with a collection of the blade, but Karlan just forced her way through. Oh, nice.
I guess Karlan picked up the blade on that one.
She forced the guard through, blocking out Thompson.
Very strong.
Picking up the blade this time, and you can hear there's a great deal of encouragement. And I'll tell you who it is. It's Dagmar Wozniak in the box for the USA, calling out the shots.
She's recovering from her injury, and they put her in the box because she's a very positive force. And that was a really nice flunge attack by Thompson.
Lovely counter, and that's the second time that Karlan's taken a bit of a heavy hit from Kamali Thompson. I don't think anything's deliberate here, but Thompson perhaps not quite up to the same timing and speed that Olga Karlan is.
Attack from the right, 10-6. And Thompson did okay in her first performance of the day.
Well, that'll be her toughest match on paper.
That's true. And here's Stone, who had closed for the team earlier today, and she'll be the penultimate, or as we say here, next to last in the match today. Zagunis will be the closer.
I'm resisting the temptation to
I waited all day to say that, you know.
correct your English.
Yeah.
Next to last. Okay. Means the same thing. Well, they're about to get back underway on the aluminum strip.
Or is it a piece?
Well, it's an aluminium piece, actually, so... Voronina keeping the pressure on. Now, does she get the parry there right at the last minute?
You can hear the second click. It was a beat attack, and you could hear it didn't get through. It was parried. And the referee, Florea, wasted no time. And I think it's important for the fencers when the referee makes a clear and distinct call quickly, as Florea did.
So both a bit hesitant on their first actions. So right of way goes to Eliza Stone. Oh, 2 beats in there. That's how fast Alina Voronina's hand is. She didn't need the second one, but she put it in there just for a bit of safety.
Just in case. But that's 2 times Stone has tried the same action, a beat attack, and both times she was met with a parry.
And another time.
So it's time to go to plan B because plan A is not working. Attack from Stone. Voronina came forward and looked for the blade. Stone went around it. There's a nice attack by Stone to the flank, under the arm. And if you notice, the first couple times she made a beat attack into the inside line, which was parried. This time she went to the other line.
So a bit of a change from the American side of the piece. Voronina changing lines there to try and find the parry, but Eliza Stone was pretty sharp there and avoided every single one of the parries, so didn't lose the right of way.
That's a beauty by Stone. Voronina saw an opening, attacked, as Stone stepped forward, and Stone was just waiting there with a bear trap parry and made the riposte.
Stone on the attack again, right of way with her, just picking up the blade and finishing with a hit across the top of the arm. Taking a little bit of a knock there by the looks of things.
Hey, this is a combat sport after all.
Back hip for Stone, need to keep an eye on that one.
And Florea says attack from the left. It looked to me briefly that Stone stepped forward and stopped, and that would have given the attack to the right.
Well, Voronina has called for a video review. And Florea sticks with his decision. So clearly Voronina hadn't picked up the exact moment when Stone had stopped and didn't steal the right of way.
Nice attack in preparation by Stone.
Showing a bit of variety here, Stone. She's changing from compound actions to really simple ones, almost willy-nilly.
Attack from the left, says referee Florea.
So what a recovery from Eliza Stone there. At one point she was 14-11 down. She comes back to take the lead for the United States of America at the third way stage of this particular match. Any initial thoughts on this one?
I think from me right now, Stone is fencing very well, Zagunis as well. Here is going to be the key here is with Thompson. She lost 5-2 in her first leg, and maybe she got the cobwebs out and says, okay, I can do this. And let's see if she can hang in there with Komaschuk.
Well, Komaschuk was the best athlete for Ukraine in the semi-finals.
Nice attack in preparation, straight lunge by Thompson. Mem shows, says the referee, same thing, another attack from Thompson. Komaschuk says I had enough of that and made an explosive attack to score quite easily. Attack from Thompson, and she came out a house on fire here in the second leg for her. This time Thompson came forward with her arm back, and that gave Komaschuk the right of way when she made her straight attack. Attack in preparation by Komaschuk is no, or parried by Thompson. One more touch for her. Thompson's counterattack is parried, riposte is good. Or attack in preparation, it's just semantics.
Eyes open from Komaschuk that time off the line.
Beautiful attack by Thompson. And she did her job.
Yeah, 5-4 in that one, so gaining an extra point into the lead and correcting her indicator from a -3 to a -2. And the indicators are all about, you want to be in the positives. You want to have outscored your opponents and you accumulate the score. So if you get 2 sets of 5, you'll obviously get 10 hits in your legs, and clearly your opponent can't get past that if you're holding the lead. So she's doing all right now. You kind of alluded to the fact she's warmed in with her first one against arguably the toughest opponent.
She looked really good in that particular leg, I thought.
Well, it's Mariel Zagunis on for the USA against Elena Voronina. Leg 5 of the bronze medal match here in Salt Lake City. Well, Seamus, the referee, asking for Voronina to tidy her hair up. Jeff, why is that? For anyone new to the sport of sabre? Why do they?
The hair has to be up in the mask, because if the hair is outside of the mask and on top of the electric lame, if the fencer would hit it, the light wouldn't go off. So it would be substitution of target, and that's the reason for that.
Yeah, a bit of latitude shown for those with long hair. Notice how I didn't say women.
Maybe there is a little bit of latitude. The odds are that a few strands of hair flowing over the lame will not make the difference, but we don't play the odds when it comes to stuff like that. Zagunis thought it was a counter riposte, but that looked like a crystal clear riposte from Voronina. Referee Seamus says Zagunis' attack stopped. She has those little mincing steps, but she wasn't attacking, and Voronina took over.
Shades of Olga Karlan here. First, the last hit where she jumped in and out to try and lure Zagunis out and then waited for Zagunis to stop and then she attacked. This one was a slow first step, eyes open, looking to see what happens, and then just finishes her attack. The call from Zagunis for the referee to review the video failed.
3 in a row quickly for Voronina. Nice attack by Zagunis. And here's my prediction. Zagunis will come forward in second intention and try to draw Voronina out, look for the riposte.
Well, I think that may have been her initial thinking, but Voronina didn't fall for the trap and didn't go on the attack, so Zagunis changed her mind and launched her own attack. There's your second tension parry riposte.
She waited one action too long, but she did the right thing there. Attack touche. Voronina went for the parry but missed. And Zagunis, after getting hit 3 in a row, three of hers in a row.
Yeah, so she's sort of winning the tactical decision-making circle at the moment. Snapped back by Voronina. Patience on the attack from the American. And that's what is the result when you are patient like that. And the Americans continue to hold the lead.
Zagunis was a tad flat-footed at the beginning of that leg, and once she got her sea legs, she took over and controlled the rest of that leg.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether Ukraine think about a substitution. And Kravatska is... well, she's on the sidelines. I haven't seen any particular signs of her warming up. But it's Olga Karlan on. She's here to right the ship, but she's up against the highest ranked American currently, Eliza Stone.
Stone likes to attack. I don't think she did one parry riposte in her first leg. But she did one there.
Well, she looked for it. Karlan dangerous on these long attacks.
Attack from the right.
Yeah, Stone thought she'd gone into that, and she's asked Vladislav Seamus to have a look at the referee viewing video to replay the action.
Video referee Florea and Seamus are discussing this right now. Shaking their head, keeping the original call.
So Stone without a video call now. Six and 2 threes, both hesitating, looking to see what's going on, and then going after each other. Oh, that was a tactical error from Stone. She had the...
No warnings. Referee's going to start again.
Yeah, I didn't see what that was for. That one. Did the white light come up?
Attack from the left. Karlan looked for the parry, didn't find it. Stone went under the arm. Karlan says, I'm #1 in the world, and I'm going to ask for a replay anyway. Seamus puts up his hand, says he probably shouldn't have, and maintains the original call.
Right, so neither of them have got a video call now.
That's attack from the right. Stone was floating forward, but her arm wasn't going forward, just her legs. Harlan makes a straight lunge and gets the point.
Oof, what a parry that was. Oh, that is class. That is absolutely brilliant.
That was a good one. That was like taking a lesson from your coach.
Again on the attack, and that's Karlan's as well. So
And
all square now.
I think Stone counterattacking in the middle of the piece like that is not going to be a winning tactic. Look for her to try second intention or go on the attack. And that was a combination of both. It was an attack sort of with second intention.
So now Stone back at her patient best. Karlan trying to be disruptive in defense. Can't wait long enough, and I think that this is going to be given as a parry riposte for Eliza Stone. Seamus, the referee, just goes to have a look at the video. Jeff, what do you think?
Harlan made the beat attack. It sounded like it didn't get through, hence it should be a riposte for Stone. But let's see what the referee says. He's bringing them back here, so he's going to not give anyone the touch.
Can't separate them. Well, that's a fair call then. No one's complaining on the piste. Looking for the counter block. Just a little bit too far away that time.
So the last two actions, Stone has pushed Harlan. Let's see if Harlan jumps out of the gate here. Well, she certainly didn't go backwards. Attack touche from the left.
Well, that was a good little battle there. 5 apiece, but it does mean the USA maintain that lead, and now we're through 2/3 of the match.
A little deflated on the Ukrainian bench right now because that was one where they wanted Harlan to bring the score back up. She looks a little bit bewildered, shaking her head, and she'll have to pull it together for her third and final leg, which will be actually the ninth leg, the closing bat. Okay, here's Thompson. She looks very confident up there. She has to be feeling good after her second leg. She fenced very well.
Well, here we go. Leg 7 of 9. And it is Alina Voronina of Ukraine on the right and Kamali Thompson, the USA, on the left.
Attack from Voronina. Actually, Thompson attacked in preparation. It sounded like it landed on Voronina's guard, who made the riposte, but certainly she controlled the blade.
So Thompson's burned her review straight away.
That was a beauty by Thompson, a beat attack. Very nice action.
Arm comes back from Voronina on that occasion.
Thompson very quick off the mark there, using her legs to score the last two actions. Same thing, a little bit quicker was Thompson on the left. Very quickly, nice touches. Still the attack from the right, says referee Florea.
Arm comes back again from Voronina at the end of the attack. And that's what opened the door for Kamali Thompson. And I'm not sure that Ukraine can do too much here unless Komashuk has an absolute blinder. And we know she's done that and she's capable of it. How many points would you say, Jeff, that Komashuk's got to close this gap up by in order to give Karlan a chance against Zagunis?
I would say 2 or 3. Just bring it within 2 or 3 closer, and she would do her job. But remember, Karim, we've seen with both of these fencers today, we've seen Komaschuk score 13 in one leg, and Stone in the closing bout, I believe it was against Italy, had a lot of touches against her. So we've seen one fencer really dominate and the other fencer sort of struggle in the similar situation. Let's see if Stone can hold it together.
Penultimate leg, Marius Fleuret does not separate the first action.
Nice riposte by Stone. I said earlier that she's been very successful in the attack. Hadn't seen too many ripostes, but there was a beauty. It's a nice action by Stone. She waited in second intention, drew Komaschuk out, picked up the blade, missed on the riposte. So it was a good idea with a bad result.
Both have a little jump in, have a look, and then both attack at the same time.
And simultaneous as the referee. Nice attack in the middle by Stone.
Yeah, it's that variety again, isn't it? Going from the compound actions and multi-phase actions to the simpler stuff, and Stone seems to be able to adapt at will.
She has mixed up her game. Nice attack by Komaschuk. Stone ceded ground, went backwards a little bit too easily. Probably won't do that again in this action. Komaschuk will probably try to do the same action, push her. Stone looks over to the bench, should I ask for replay? Coach Gelman says, let this one go. Simultaneous.
Oh, that's a really nice hit there. Komaschuk is known for that, using distance to evade the attack and then build a slow, patient, long attack. But clearly Stone was aware of it and was ready to pounce with the counteraction.
And that was a good one by Stone because in the previous time Komaschuk scored at will on her in the attack, so good for Stone. She changed it up. Attack from the right, Stone's arm was back. Fleuret says simultaneous.
Right, so there's an indication as to what Eliza Stone was looking at in her second match. She's got some kind of brace, I think, or belt to support her back. And there is, you can see it, well, you could see it if the camera person turned towards her. She's just having that pulled off. There we go. Just having that pulled off there. It seems some kind of back support.
Yeah, she had a back, her back has been hurting, and that was beautiful attack by Stone. Let's add a cheer. Did a great job today. Could put her brace back on and heal her back. And she really has mixed up her game very well today.
Yeah, she certainly has. And where Komaschuk needed to outscore her opponent, she went down 5-3. And she's been so good all day. It's sad to say that she finishes this match with a -2 indicator. Eliza Stone finishes on a +7 indicator. So she's been carrying most of the weight for the USA team. Mariel Zagunis on for the anchor leg for the USA. Olga Kharlan on for Ukraine. Kharlan on a +3 indicator coming in. She's outscored her 2 opponents by 3 points. Mariel Zagunis on 0.
But Kharlan has a big hill to climb because she needs 12 touches while Zagunis only needs 5. Zagunis comes forward with her arm back, gives the opening to Kharlan, who scores. That's the opposite there. Harlan's arm was back. Zagunis made a straight attack. 2 actions in the box. Let's see if they move out of it.
Instruction being shouted out by Dagmara Wozniak, and Zagunis followed them perfectly. Patience on the attack, she was shouting.
Zagunis has been very successful in this competition when she attacks like that in stages, pushing her opponent. Same as the first action, Zagunis' feet were moving forward, but her arm was not, and that gave Harlan the opening. Looked like Zagunis intentionally fell short there, put out the remise. I think it was the remise of the remise that hit.
Yeah, almost like a stop hit in fencing, in foil fencing, I should say.
Very similar, and now 3 times in this leg, Zagunis has come forward in the box with her arm back, and Harlan made a straight lunge attack.
Oh, 1 light on the box, and I'm not sure Harlan was expecting that at all. Too big a mountain to climb. USA just 1 away from the bronze medal here on home soil. Yeah, went looking for the blade. There was a big scream there, but I think it was more in hope than judgment. But Vladislav Seamus is not going to fall for that one.
That would have been worth a scream if she had found the blade, but she missed it.
Another one.
4th time, so 2 in a row. Zagunis has to bear down here. On the previous action, she went for a home run shot and missed. This time she just got hit in preparation.
Nice. 1 more from Harlan here, and she will be within 4. And I think that might start to worry Zagunis. But Zagunis does step out the way of that one, had the right of way, and then steps in on the counter action. And the United States of American team have taken the bronze medal here in Salt Lake City.
Nice performance by Team USA. Ukraine had a roller coaster day, huge upset over Russia, a really tough match with Hungary where they eventually fell short, and then here losing to Team USA for the bronze.
Well, it's an interesting one now because that means Ukraine finish in 4th place. They get 36 points, which puts them on a total Olympic ranking points of 216. And the USA, well, they move into 3rd position here, collecting 40 points. By my reckoning, that puts them on 211 points. So they've really significantly closed the gap on Ukraine and will jump up. But we still have 1 match to go here, and it's all really about what happens to Hungary against what has to be the favourite team here, France, the winners last year. That's it from me and Jeff for the short while. We'll wait till they clear the piste and bring out that gold medal match, but don't go too far. It's coming up very soon indeed. So here we go. It's time for gold here in Salt Lake City. This crucial Olympic qualifier, and that team you're watching there have changed the pattern, that's for sure.
On your right, the team from Hungary. Sugar Katinka Batai, Lisa Pichdai, Anna Martin, and Renata Katona. Avot on your left, the team from France. Charlotte Leppa, Manon Pounet, Cecilia Bernard, Sarah Nucha. The referees for this match are Manat El Fakhri of Egypt and Igrat Zalei of Azerbaijan. Good luck to all of our athletes.
Well, thank you to our stadium announcers who's done a great job here throughout the weekend, calling out all the fights. In fact, the host, the USA Fencing Federation, have a lot to be proud of here. A really fabulous World Cup presented absolutely beautifully in, well, what has to be one of the biggest convention centers in the world, in the heart of Utah. And this is the last of the fencing action. Hungary, the world number 5 team, have battled their way through here, and they're in a ding-dong battle for Olympic qualification and chasing down Ukraine, who just came fourth, having lost to the USA in the bronze medal match. And they go up against the world number 2 team, France, who won here last year, looking to defend their title, and to be quite frank, have to be the favourites for this. I'm Karim, and well, for the last time, welcome to you, Jeff Bacantz, to the commentary position. Your thoughts about this particular one?
Agreed with you that France certainly is the favorite. I wouldn't say a heavy favorite, but they're the favorite here. Hungary's had a good day, and it's notable that Katona is out for this final match, and in for her is Batai. Katona had a really rough leg against Ukraine, and they made the change for the very final leg, and they're sticking with Batai.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing about that young lady from Hungary, the brilliantly named Sugar Katinka Batai, and that is that she is just 16 years old.
Wow.
Anna Martin up first, though, on the right-hand side for Hungary, and she'll go up against Cecilia Berder. What a matchup we have to start this gold medal match. The last action on the international fencing circuit in 2019.
Referee is El Bakri of Egypt, considered one of the best referees in the world at this time. Martone out of the gate with an attack, little fist pump. Berder comes back with her own attack, ties the score at 1.
We've just got a little intermittent white light at the moment. That was why the pause was there. Line wasn't established early enough.
Asked for the replay, but it didn't look like the line was out. The line has to be out completely before the fencer starts their offensive action on the left. And in this case, it was not. And there goes Martone's challenge. Martone closed Berder out there using her length. As I said earlier, Martone is extremely tall, over 6 feet tall, with long reach.
Nice long attack from Marton.
Berder says it hit my leg. The light didn't go on initially, but the light did go on initially. Must have hit in the flank under the arm.
Not a bad start from the Hungarians, though. They want to capitalize on going one round further than the team they're chasing down, Ukraine. Yeah, the arm comes back in the middle there.
Attack from Martone in preparation. No, she had a replay. There's no more.
Maybe Vikram Valiev called his colleague back to have a look at that. Valiev on the video.
He changes the call. Attack from the right. And here comes the French coach. He's not happy. Nobody's happy. Right.
So now the French are.
They were asking about the videos.
And it was, and Mehmet Al-Bakri said it wasn't the fencer that called for the video. It was my colleague that told me to come and have a look at it. Go and sit down. Tension right at the beginning of this gold medal match, then, Jeff.
Attack from the left from Berder. Marton's first attack is no. She's short, Berder scores. Marton was very successful so far. She scored on 3 attacks, tried again, but Berder pulled the distance just a little bit, causing Marton to fall short.
She meant that one.
Nice attack by Berder. And after working so hard in that bout, it's just painful to give away with a counterattack at 4-4 like that. You work so hard, and she just didn't work hard on that particular touch.
Super fast off the line, Cecilia Berder. She meant it, and she is her nickname is Nana, the grandma of the team, and she's not that old, but she's just that little bit older than the rest of them, and she does run the team, and they have a great camaraderie between them, and you could see that she was talking to Charlotte Lembach as she comes up for the second fight against Lisa Pushtai with some clear instructions for Lembach. Chachu, as she's known.
You
to
know,
the team.
You talk about camaraderie. We've seen some very successful teams that have bad camaraderie, right?
Yeah.
No question about it, and they still can succeed. But a team with good camaraderie will certainly overachieve because of that camaraderie.
Well, especially when they're that good, and winners of the championship here in Salt Lake City last season. It was actually, in fact, in 2019, back in January, but it was in the last season, and they're here to defend, and they're the world #2 team as well.
Pushtai with an attack. Lembach push, and finally scored. Referee says first attack is no.
Video called from Benjamin Bodie in the box for Hungary, leading the line as the coach here.
Referee sticks with the original call. When they come back so quickly like that, you know they're not changing the call.
Usually it means that the video referee has said it to the referee on his way back to look at the video. You were right. There's not much need to look at this one.
Yeah. Para riposte by Lembach. She scored in the attack. She scored in the riposte.
Para riposte.
Another riposte. Right in the middle. So Pushtai has to change that up.
Has to move out of the middle, but she's not been successful when she's gone backwards. Well, there are 3 meetings of the blade in the end. The final one is a para riposte from Pushtai. Attack parried, riposte was parried, the counter riposte was parried. So Pushtai in with the final action.
Attack from the left, and that was a really nice bout or leg. We saw a lot of nice riposte. There weren't simultaneous actions in the middle. That was real good fencing there.
Nonetheless, I've seen the 2 Hungarians come out, game as they were, walking away from their first legs with a negative indicator. -1 for Marton, -3 for Pushtai. So up comes the newbie, the 16-year-old Sugar Batai, and she's up again.
Quick attack in the middle by Batai.
Bruno just questioning the referee to see whether she'd gone into the guard. He said no, it was mal-parried.
And that was a beat attack by Batai, a beauty.
There is a lot of tension in the air here. So Durrell, the French coach, was saying to Brunet, if you want to avoid the attack from Batai, you have to use your feet, make a miss, and then pick up the right of way. And she has executed that instruction perfectly.
Nice beat attack. Both fencers have hit on straight attacks. Both fencers have hit on beat attacks.
Was the riposte touche? It was. First action from the parry for Bataille, and she's, well, 3-2 up in this leg.
Bataille pushed and pushed and pushed and had Brunei in trouble, and then all of a sudden took a breath, and Brunei saw an opening, made the attack. Riposte for Brunei. She was waiting for it there. Bataille tried to sneak in the quick attack, but to no avail.
Big scream from Manon Brunei as she takes the French through the first third, and they've now built up a 6-point lead. All three French fencers coming away with victories from the first three legs, starting as strongly as we expected.
Well, Marton is ranked 7th in the world, so she's their #1 fencer for Hungary, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say that she's the top fencer, but Pusztai's not too far behind,
right,
in 11th, I think, in the world, so there's not much between them. But I think we come back to this thing about the camaraderie within the team. And look, there's no doubt, as you said, that there are teams where the fencers perhaps within the teams haven't necessarily been the best of friends, but they've come together on team days to fence really well. And I think there may be a little bit of an element of that within the Hungarian team. There's certainly not in the French team. In fact, they chop and change their number 4. Sarah Nutra is at the moment here in Salt Lake City, and it seems to have absolutely no difference on the camaraderie of the team. They truly must work on a squad setup where they have maybe 8, 9, 10 fencers that are all in contention and all work together to make each other better.
Giovanni Sarovic said it's the same with the Italian team. They really try very hard on that.
Marton sticking in close distance there, using her height and reach to pick off Lambach as she starts her attack.
Riposte from Lembach. We've seen a lot of ripostes in this match so far. Attack de droite, says the referee. Another nice attack by Marton. She seems very comfortable pushing.
Again, another block out.
That's twice a similar action by Marton.
Just using that height.
And the big long arm. Marton pushed, and she was short. She attacked, and she was short, and then Lembach took over, and she hit. Nice attack by Marton. Lembach says, I didn't hear you. Can you speak louder? Maybe she wasn't ready. It's really tough for these fencers because they're anticipating the call of fence. And some of them, they're just too quick a little bit before the referee says it.
Well, given for Lambach, and Marton and the Hungarian box immediately call for a video review.
Bakri is looking it over. They're having a discussion. He's calling over Valiev. They're having a little tete-a-tete. I think Bakri says he thinks it should be the other way, but remember, it's the referee on the piste who has the final say.
Sticks with the same call. And I'll tell you what it is that Lambach's asking about with the call of Allais is that Valiev, after a very long weekend, busy man, as all the referees have been, just either the microphone's just breaking out every now and again, or he's just not being very clear between the Pret and the LA.
Tackling him, but you are right. I heard the microphone was a little bit intermittent, but as a referee, I would say it's extremely important. On guard, ready, pray, little pause, allez. Sometimes some of the referees go pray, allez, and they need a little bit of a pause.
Yep. So there you go, the mic's gone again. So now the fencers are reliant on hearing Vikrat Valiev without the aid of a microphone, and another good run from the French team. At 5-4, the best for the French, and both 5-4s have been with Anna Marton, but she's lost them both. Lumbach now moving up to a +4 indicator after her second leg, and it's Cecilia Berder against Bataille. Jeff, I think this could be...
This is pivotal.
If Berder comes out the way she ended her first fight against Marton with that enormous attack off the line, I fear for Sugar Bataille.
Well, Bataille has to keep it close here. There's two ways for a team to come back, either have one hot leg or whittle away at it each bout. They have not been able to do either so far in the first 4 legs. Remise of the attack.
Bataille had a chance there.
Berder acknowledges. Nice sportsmanship, especially when you acknowledge before the referee makes the call, as she did.
Berder with the right of way.
Just a counterattack there by Bataille. You can't give touches away so easily like that. Riposte. So we've had a remise, we've had an attack, we've had a riposte. Berder mixing it up very nicely.
Attack from the left again, and this is painful.
Yes, this could put this match out of reach, which is what your concern was before the leg.
Especially seeing as Bataille's back on, not the next leg obviously, but the one straight after. And well, just a single point for Sugar Bataille, and the French have pulled ahead. And will they look at making a substitution? I think they are going to bring Katona back out.
The second that leg was over, she was tapped on the shoulder. She got up out of her chair. She's starting to stretch.
So Bataille has been called back in. 16-year-old, been given a great experience going on to the finals piece at a World Cup. She shouldn't be too disappointed with herself. She helped them get to this place.
So the Hungarians coming into this match knew.
But Pushtai gets it.
He gets it, so it paid off on that one.
I think actually Marton was upset that the original decision didn't go to Pushtai.
Brunet with an explosive attack there. Attack from the right.
Well, Durrell now is up on his feet. He's not happy with the call there. And I think Cecilia Berder is saying to Manon Brunet, just let that one go. If another one goes against you, then use your video. So there's a tactical use of the video there.
Pushtai with a great idea there. She pushed. She was taking the blade twice. And then finally, Brunet makes the riposte. Pushtai's body language is down there. She threw her best shot. She threw the kitchen sink at Brunet, and it came right back and hit her. Very disappointed is Pushtai. And maybe she was still perseverating over the previous touch that went against her, and lo and behold, she got hit again. post from Brunei. It's a clinic. She's putting on a clinic right here.
Oh, nice from Pushtai. She's not the tallest of the Hungarians, but that's not no big surprise given how big Marton or how tall Marton and Katona are. But she has grown a couple of inches in the last year or so, and she is starting to use that to great effect.
Well, she scores a couple more touches here. She might grow another inch or two here. Attack preparation from Pushtai, attack from the left.
Well, that's the best leg so far from the Hungarians, and it was 5 apiece. So no net gain, but no net loss. Is that the beginning of shoring things up, or is that just a false impression? But gotta say, when the Hungarians, in fact, when teams have made substitutions today, more often than not, they've worked, and up comes Renata Katona on the right for Hungary, and up against Charlotte Lombach of France on the left. We are through 6 of 9 legs. Here we're at the crucial legs 7, 8, and 9.
Pretty explosive and powerful and commanding beat attack by Limbach. Attack no from Limbach. And Katona scores. They haven't changed the name on the scoreboard yet, but we know that it's Katona. Quick attack by Limbach.
Our final action's a power riposte on the left for me, and it is for Vikrat Valiev as well. And a call for the video from Katona. I don't think that was a worthwhile call, and Valiev's back immediately.
It was a beat attack by Katona, which was parried as Limbach was almost going down to one knee. Nice touch.
Picking the right line, landing with what was probably a simultaneous action, but blocking out Bataille at the same time.
Attack from the right. Did the blade go through her lame, make a hole? I believe it did.
Might well be right here. And
she's going to fence.
Yeah, Valiev just checking it and saying it's fine. Long attack always favours the attacker, but look at that power riposte on the back line, leaning backwards as she took it as well. Really nice hit from Katona.
Beautiful riposte, and she did look to be in trouble there.
Well, there's going to be a call for a video here, but she's not. She's already had a video right at the beginning.
So that's
it.
But
she did get the hit, didn't she? So she is allowed to have another
and they
call.
They are reviewing it. Valiev and El Bakri sort of disagreeing on what it should be. And here comes the call and the touch stands.
So 3-4 Katona in her only outing, so finishes on a -2 indicator. Charlotte Lombach has had her 3 matches, and she finishes on a +6 for the team. A good outing for Chachu Lombach.
And now she's going to get her lame, her electric fencing jacket, repaired.
Well, Manon Brunet, she took the individual title in Orléans, her home club, in fact, Orléans, Cirque de Orléans, at the first World Cup of the season just a couple of weeks ago. And she's here going for her 2nd gold of the season in the penultimate leg up against Anna Marton, who quite frankly has to close this gap up, I would say, by at least 6 or 7 points to give Pushtai any kind of hope.
Brunet was coming forward with her arm back, and Marton made a straight lunge and scored. Attack from Brunet. Attack from the left again. The entire Hungarian team in unison put their hands up and said, come on, ask for the replay. Attack from the left. And there goes the challenge.
Yes.
Marton's first attack was short. Sorry about the camera.
No, you carry on.
Brunet takes over.
So Brunet using distance to evade the long attack from Marton.
Well, I would say pretty much that the energy has been sapped out of the Hungarian team at this point. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, shoulders have gone down. Marton comes off the piste, having scored just a single point against Manon Brunet, and, well, 17 points the lead. I don't ever want to call a fencing match over, but this is about as close to being over as it can be.
And I don't want to jinx them, but you have to give the French team credit because they've been dominant in this match.
And today.
And the whole day.
Had one tricky moment earlier on in the day when they faced China, and that was 45-43 in the end. But other than that, they have been relatively comfortable throughout. And yeah, it's a very strong, impressive unit. But Lisa Pushtai is here not just to try and close the gap up, but to earn some bragging points against one of the world's best fencers in Cecilia Berder as well. Back finishing on a +6. Brunet matching her with a +6. Anna Marton on a -6 indicator. Berder comes in on a +5, and I would expect her to come away with at least as good as her two teammates.
But very, very even among the three. Tackle Pushtai. No, in almost every leg or bout I've seen her fence, she comes out of the gate 100 miles. Preparation, which means that Pushtai's arm was back, giving Berder the right of way, and she took it over and scored. And asking for a replay here.
Yeah, it's Benjamin Bodie calling for the video review. Sticks with his decision, and the coach, he politely asked for it, and that's why Ahmed Al-Bakri went to have a look at the video just to check what was going on. Usually it's the fencer that has to call for a review. Oh, it's just class in a glass. Cecilia Berder looking so confident and so relaxed that she's just absolutely at her best, flowing on her feet, and brilliant distance control there for that one.
Simultaneous.
On the attack, going below the lame, hitting on the leg there, not getting the light up.
Just one more needed for France to win.
First one misses, and the French have taken the World Cup here in Salt Lake City with a dominant performance in the final against Hungary, who will look back on this event and be very happy with the silver medal, because as a result of that silver medal against France, the French team move up into second place in the Olympic qualification standings, trailing Russia by 40 points. Korea dropped down into third, and it is Hungary who move up, but they don't quite catch Italy, who remain in the top 4 spots. So it goes Russia, France, Korea, Italy in the top 4 spots, but Hungary have done enough to jump Ukraine into the leading spot for the European zonal place. It will be China, USA, and Tunisia picking up the other zonal spots. That is provisional, and it is subject to the approval of all the people at the FIE, but that's my rough calculations. But what a performance from France today, and what a performance in the final especially.
They were a juggernaut, they were dominant, and still a nice day for Hungary, a great result with the silver medal. We saw a lot of the favorites go down in the round of 8, and I think what we learned today is that France is going to be a contender in Tokyo, and Hungary is certainly on the way up. They look a little bit disappointed with the second, but it was still a great performance.
Well, brilliant stuff. Well, thank you to you, Jeff Bacantz. We've got one more little task to do, but we'll take a break before that. But we'll be back in a few minutes for the medal ceremonies here in Salt Lake City. There we go. The last action from this second World Cup of the international fencing season for women's sabreurs, and it's the medal ceremony on Team Sunday.
Co-founder of Absolute Fencing Gear, which is the proud title sponsor of the Salt Lake City Women's Sabre World Cup. The silver will be presented by Mr. Gamil El-Sabtawi of Egypt, representing the International Fencing Federation. Proud sponsor of USA Fencing.
Well, there's a presentation of fencing's glitterati. Sam Cheris amongst those, a member of honour at the FIE. And their first medal, the bronze one, goes to the USA. And what a proud moment it is for the host country and for Gary Liu from Absolute Fencing, who sponsors this event. Jeff, they had a good day. I think they'll be happy with what they did in the end.
Everybody's happy on the stand today. The USA had a good day. Hungary had a great day, although the last match wasn't so great. And France was dominant. So you have 3 teams on the podium. Everyone is happy in their own little turf.
Yeah, the one that's not on the podium is the one that lost to the USA, Ukraine, and they dropped out of the provisional Olympic spots. But the bronze medal here goes to Eliza Stone, Marielle Zagunis, Chloe Fox-Giddimer, who played her part earlier on, and Kamali Thompson. Brilliant team, mixture of youth and experience, and fencing well enough without Dagmar Wozniak to take the bronze in Salt Lake. And this, for me, has to be the happiest team of the day. It's the Hungarians. Sugar Batai, Lisa Pushtai, Anna Marton, and Renata Katona. And again, all 4 played their part here today. It was a disappointing final for them, but didn't they fence ever so well earlier on, both in the quarters and the semi-finals?
And you know what? They spent a lot of emotional energy along the way, and maybe they just ran out of gas in the last match.
But they are now in the provisional Olympic zonal spot for the European teams. And they have overtaken their arch rivals, Ukraine, in doing so. A great day for them. But they won here last year, and they did it again, and wow, what a great performance it was in the final. It's the team from France, Charlotte Lumbach, Manon Brunet, Cecilia Berder, and the reserve here, who played her part as well, Sarah Nucha, coming in, and they are tinkering with that 4th member of the team. France, in taking the gold here, jump up to 2nd in the provisional rankings, and that's one of the automatic top 4 spots. Brilliant performance from them. In a couple of sentences, Jeff, your thoughts?
Certainly, they have to feel very confident about themselves. They're going to be a big contender for the gold in Tokyo.
I certainly agree with that. It'll be interesting to see how quickly Wozniak comes back, what this will do to the Hungarian team, whether they will be bolstered by it and move on. And Russia, who slightly underperformed today, along with Korea. All still to play for Olympic qualification, but today is all about the French Federation and their women's sabre team, who are the champions of Salt Lake City. Jeff, thank you so much for your time. All that remains from us to say is have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate that, or Happy Holidays, and we will see you back here in January. 5 competitions in January. Now we'll leave you with the French national anthem. Good night, all.